Alright, so let's go over an example on how to subtract mixed numbers with unlike denominators. So I'm going to do it a little bit differently in the video. To me, it just makes more sense to do it this way. Before I even start the problem, I'm going to get my fractions the same, okay? So I'm not even going to write anything out. I'm just going to go ahead and convert, make 5/8 and 1/2 equivalent fractions with the same denominator. And so I have 5/8 and 1/2. And 1/2, and put a little semicolon there. All right, so I need to get the denominator the same, and I'm going to look at my highest denominator, and then I'm going to find the least common multiple between both. I'm just going to start with the high one, and I'm going to just go ahead and keep finding multiples of that denominator until my other denominator is going to have the same least common multiple. And luckily for this one, I don't have to go very far because 8 times 1 is 8. 8 is also a multiple of both 8 and 2. So 5/8 can be my common denominator. So 5/8, and since 5/8, 8 is my common denominator, I don't need to do anything with 5/8. I just got to change that 1/2 into an equivalent fraction with 8 as a denominator. And so 2 times 4 is 8, so I'm going to multiply 4 times the numerator, and I get 4. All right, so my answer is 4/8, or not my answer, but my equivalent fraction, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and rewrite the problem with the equivalent fractions. And so I have 8 and 5/8 minus 3 and 1/2. Or I'm sorry, 4/8. Okay, and now I go ahead and start following my rules that I did yesterday. So 8 minus 3 is 5. So I'm going to circle the 8 and the 3 and bring those down. And so that's going to be 5. Okay, 8 minus 3 is 5. And then I'm going to take 4/8 from 5/8. And I'm going to bring those down over here. And that's going to give me 1/8. 5/8 minus 4/8 is 1/8. Okay, and then I'm going to combine these two numbers, and then I'm going to get my answer is going to be 5 and 1/8. All right, let's go ahead and try one more. Go ahead and give this a shot, pause the video, and then when you're ready to go over the answer, hit resume. All right, so welcome back. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is convert the 1/2 and 6/17 into a fraction that has the same denominator. So 1/2, so I need to find so 1/2 and 6. I think I went a little bit too far. And 6/17. All right, so I'm going to look at the bigger fraction, and I'm just going to keep finding my multiples until my other fraction has the same common multiple. So 17 times 1 is 17. 17 times 2 is 34. Right? 34 is an even number, so that's got to be a multiple of 2. So that's going to be my least common denominator, so 34. All right, so 17 times 2 is 34. I'm going to multiply 6 times 2, and I get 12. And then so 1/2 as an equivalent fraction with 34 as a denominator. So 2 times 17 is 34, so 1 times 17 is 17. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and rewrite my equation, or my expression. So I have 14 and 17 34ths minus 13 and 12 34ths. All right, so now go ahead and subtract my whole. So 14 minus 13 is 1. That's going to give me 1. All right, and then I'm going to subtract 17 34ths minus 12 34ths, and that's going to give me 5 34ths. And that is my answer, 1 and 5 34ths. I can't simplify that any further. All right, go ahead and try the practice problems, and the next part we're going to be doing the same thing, but we're going to be doing it with mixed numbers that require regrouping. See you then.